Hi everyone. So today we are at Datum Engineering Consultants and we have Miss Radwa here who is probably the BIM manager for Datum, and I will let her introduce herself today.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, Murtaza, to our office. It's
Thank
always a
you.
pleasure to have you around.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot for being always there for us and supporting our teams.
It's our pleasure.
My name is Radwa Abdel Halim, and I'm working as a BIM and design manager in Datum Engineering Consultants. I came to the UAE in 2016. I started my career here in Datum as a team leader. Basically, I came here to join to educate the team on the BIM concepts and everything, while there was a need for that based on the Dubai municipality circulars. We did do the team establishment and trainings, and now I am leading the team for the design and the BIM processes. Previously, before that, I was working in Egypt in BIM Engineering Solutions, who are also BIM geeks, let's say, and I started in 2012 using Archicad, and I'm using it until now.
That's great.
In most of the project I did, and during that time back in Egypt, we did a lot of training and education to the teams who are working with us, and also students in the college. I am married and I have 2 kids, and I get all the support from my family as usual.
And thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
So, can you tell us about a bit about Datum Engineering and what are the services you offer in the AEC segment?
Okay, Datum Engineering Consultants was actually established in 2014. We are a full solution company, so we started designing the project from the pre-concept and concept stages, taking the project to completions. We cover all the sectors of design, structure, architecture, and MEP. All are done in-house here. All type of project we are doing. Residential, commercial are majority of our projects. We did villas and master plans of villas, more than 1,000 villa in one master plan. We did also work in clinics, malls, and schools. We developed more than 10 million square foot over the years, and our team is growing fast. We started by 1 or 2, and now we are 40 plus, efficiently working on everything. We are proudly completing our project, because this might be some design firms' problems, that they do a lot of designs and concepts and it doesn't see the sun in the end. It doesn't get permitted to be done in real life. However, whatever we start, we get permit on, and we never stop unless the clients want to stop.
That's
and
great.
We finish it until the end.
Wow,
Yes.
That's great to know. So moving on, how did Datum decide that they want to implement Archicad in their workflow? As I know that Archicad was not here; it came with you. So how did you convince the management that we should go for Archicad?
Actually, it was not an easy process at all, especially when you come from a different background. So when I joined here, all the team and the management were using AutoCAD only.
Okay.
So that was the software used here, and we did by municipalities making the circulars to mandate BIM in the country. So everyone felt the need for BIM. The funny thing, I was hired to use different software. I was hired to use Revit actually, and I did the test and examination in Revit back in Egypt, and I came here, joined the team. I started for 3 months working on Revit, setting the standards and setting the template for that. I come from different background. I come from fully BIM background. So when I joined here, I had the challenges to understand the design concepts, the approaches, and the output they want to create at the start.
Okay.
And the output the authority will need to be able to prepare for permitting.
Okay.
So I did the studies on all of that, and we did the template for the Revit, and I started training the users to use Revit and the BIM concepts. Most of them were having more than 20 years of experience in UAE, all of them by CAD.
Okay.
So it was really tough for them to get used to Revit at the start. So we did a meeting with Engineer Ammar, who is our manager and who is always supporting our ideas and how we approach things. And I explained to him about Archicad. He knew that I was using Archicad previously, yes. So back then also Revit set up the subscription phase, and that was really costly for a startup team. The company was 2 years old only.
Exactly.
So they wanted something which is efficient in time, efficient in hardware, user friendly, and also money wise they don't spend much on it. So we agreed on trying to set up the template on Archicad, invest some more time, and starting training.
Okay.
I trained the team for around 1 month, and after 1 month, they started producing project fully in Archicad.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and they were really happy about it. They explained to me how user friendly it is, and with of course the setup of the template, which is matching their background as well, so that I have to start from where they ended, then get them up to where I
where
want
you
them.
want to go. Correct.
Exactly, and this is how it goes, and I'm really proud of them, all of them. Now, speak to any of them, then when they open all the project which is done by CAD, they feel like Archicad is totally easier. How did we do this? Why did we consume a lot of time? So that what happened back then.
That's great to know. So you already answered the next question. So I will ask it. How long it's been? It will be probably 8 years that you have been using Archicad, and I want to know what were the initial challenges the users had.
Yeah. See, it's different from the previous background which I was coming from, and here. So I started Archicad using Archicad since 2012.
Okay.
And I was working in BIMs, so who are distributor of Archicad back then. So what we did is, I was just new graduate back then, and I got training on Archicad and how to use it. And the good thing for me that I was working with a team who are only solving problems. They don't see any obstruction at all in anything.
Okay.
So we update our workflows, we solve the problems at the spot for other people as well. We also communicated really well with Graphisoft. Graphisoft was really available to support us most of the time, like when our also clients have problems. The only problem I faced when in Egypt is that people are not educated or doesn't know about Archicad. So we had every time we have to hire someone, we have to train them from the start, get them to know our processes and everything. And also engineers, other project engineers other than architects, like we as architects, during college time, we do modeling. It's not, we understand the 3D link of the objects, correct? So if you have on board also structure engineer and MEP engineers, they are not working during college with that concept. So you have to bring them to understand the links between the elements at first, and then develop further towards the future. And I was lucky that my manager back then was a structure engineer. So if you are doing BIM, you have to understand how the building is built. Good. So you are basically building the site, but virtually while you are sitting in your desk. Good. Which is the benefit about BIM, that you see all the problems and everything before they occur.
That's exactly because as we know, when Archicad was launched back in 1984, they came up with virtual building.
Yes.
So until the word BIM was coined, it was always virtual building, and people were like, we build virtually before building it.
Exactly. And that was the challenges back in Egypt. When I joined here, the team was already set and everything. I was a new one. And I'm talking new language as well. So, but they were really proactive with me, to be honest. I didn't feel any resistance at all. However, the other project teams had to get involved. Now they ask about their elements. And now my architecture team are working BIM for MEP and for structure as well. Okay. We start in space planning together. They come and see their elements are already done in the model, how it looks, how it's clashing, how everything's going, and I don't know. For them, yani, the team was all into what we are doing. In less time. I mean, I was lucky. There was resistance, but they were really open to know what is this,
so you have how a great to use it.
Yeah, I'm lucky with my team. Seriously.
So I am moving on. So could you walk us through a project, earlier projects where you used Archicad, and how did you complete? So from start to end, you used Archicad only. What were the different softwares you used?
So when we started here, the thing is, our team, if you see, we are 40 people in total working on concept design, our designs, and also insights. So we are really efficient team to produce all that amount of development in the UAE, especially with the fast market here, you know. So what we did is, usually we start from the pre-concept sketches comes to us after the client confirms the pre-concept. We start the concept stage, from our Archicad model.
Okay.
We invest the time in the start to do the model in a conceptual way where we can interrogate it for permitting, for initial approvals, preliminary approvals, developers approvals, and also we create a room for next stage, schematic stage. We sit with our engineers and we do the space planning, architects only. So we usually have one person in the start responsible for the project, and in case the project is huge, other team members will join him to help, either in documentation, either in everything. We of course set like for each project, our main template is there, but for each project we set a BIP for it, so it will be actively used for only that project. After the permitting stage, which will consume all the area calculations, all the plans, elevation, section details, we never do zoom in and zoom out in AutoCAD. So our output, the same, is going to all the stakeholders of the project, whether it's authorities or the owners or the contractors. We issue IFC and tender packages. We do some quantity takeoff. It depends on the project requirements, but we usually do quantity takeoffs also from Archicad. Of course. We, like what I told you, I don't want my users to be all torn apart between softwares. Okay. They are using Archicad solutions as fully. The only missing thing is the rebar. This is the thing which we don't have yet.
We have a solution for that.
Yeah, but
so you must have heard about EPTAR if you know.
Yeah,
so we do have that also now. So if you can use that for the reinforcement and the rebars.
Yes, why not? But I want to know, only single software. So that's what we are looking at.
It's inside of Archicad only, so it doesn't
it's like a plugin.
You are in Archicad only.
So then afterwards we do the IFC package, which goes for construction. Contractors start doing the work. We reduced our RFIs by 85% compared to the CAD. 85% compared to the CAD. This is a huge amount because we usually solve problems while it's on the model.
Still on the model, correct.
And nobody noticed that it was going to be an RFI actually. So they don't feel that we reduce that much. But if I review the statistics between the CAD projects and our BIM projects, and it's tremendously reduced. They only have few RFIs, which is not related to the model or the coordination. It's actually related to, they need more information in that area. They need more information, and where we interrogate the model as well and get it from there.
Okay.
Afterwards, we keep on up with all the revisions, which is happening inside until completion, and we do the as-built model and as-built drawings, which get completed from authorities, are all mostly done in Archicad.
Okay.
That's happened since 2017 until now.
So 8 years. 8 long years.
8 long years without any CAD at all in any project which is fully developed in Archicad.
So are the contractors and subcontractors happy with the CAD drawings which you sent?
This is the second challenge actually. What happened is, because my users are all from CAD background, they helped me a lot to know what they need to be able to give the contractors the proper information they need. Okay. So we have an AutoCAD template which is linked in our Archicad publisher. So what happened is, we have the layer setups, everything matching with whatever AutoCAD is. And to be honest, if the model is healthy and everything is in place, our CAD files, you can never know that it's done in Archicad. Okay. And I will show you examples for that. And this is also what my team look at. They publish and then, this is broken. This is the dimension why it's broken, and we search why it's like that, and we update something in Archicad itself, which is resulting to everything being in place.
Correct.
So that's why we never do anything in AutoCAD. This is our main agreement from the start. If we are going to go with Archicad, we cannot do or use any other software afterwards. We can easily publish and throw publish it.
Correct. Now, as we know, architects are the creative side, software takes care of the rest. How does Archicad fit in when you look at the visualization, documentation, and the presentation field of it?
Like what I told you, we start concept design even in Archicad, which we use for permitting, and also we use for clients' reviews. We don't do directly real render imaging from Archicad because we have our visualization unit. Okay. However, the source of their information will be our model.
Correct.
So we give them the model and they start visualizing it. We are developing in the parts that we are using. We are starting to use plugins directly in which is in Archicad. However, because the creative team is different from the team who are working on the development of the project,
Okay.
we have to separate that stage for a while. Especially we have a lot of projects going on. With a small team like us, we have to be efficient
Correct.
in handling over that. So whatever the client see in the render is basically the same thing which they see in the real life.
Real life.
99%. I mean, if I show you the built environment plus our model, so usually you don't feel there is difference. There
That's
is
how
nothing.
great works come.
Exactly. Other projects which is done in AutoCAD, I mean, you see the perspective, but it doesn't come exactly as what you have. You sometimes find the beam. Where is that beam coming from? In the elevation, which is not that good, to be honest. For documentation and matrices, unit matrices, any presentations the client requests, all the area calculations, like what I told you, it's all done in Archicad.
Okay.
We are now exploring the AI part, the engine which is added in 28. I have some of my team working on that. So we are building the model of Archicad there, and we start to use the AI to generate some imaging. But still, it's in testing phase.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a new feature, so always you'll have to test it.
Exactly.
Okay. So now, so what are the features of Archicad you find very useful when it comes to reducing your rework oil?
Well, the BIM concept as a whole is an efficient ecosystem.
Okay. But still, there must be some feature that you really...
there's a lot of features. When you combine it with a healthy and I don't know what to say, like a fully integrated BIM software, which targets you to use BIM concepts without having to make a lot of efforts. This is the good point about Archicad. So when we started Archicad at first, there was along the way, like for 12 years, everything is progressing forward. I mean, hot links. This was really evolutionary, to be honest. Everything is linked with one source. You have to do it once. Typical floors for residential, for office buildings, for high-rise buildings. You don't need to copy and group and change the group and everything. This was a game changer to me.
Okay.
Overrides as well. So from the same plan, you generate most of the output to all authorities, to DCD, to RTA, Dubai municipality, accessibility, general arrangements, flooring, ceilings. We just have to play with the overrides, and once it's set already in your templates, it's one click. You apply it to the view, and that's it. It's automatically done. You don't. So need
normally,
to
that's what I tell any users or any new person who does an Archicad. That with Archicad, one model is enough. You can have 100 drawings.
100 drawings.
And then just one little panel is enough for you. Just change the settings and you get
you get everything. Also, something really good about Archicad, the integration with other softwares. I mean, the IFC schema and the IFC setup and how they are updated with the Open BIM concept. So you are using Archicad, but you are not limiting yourself from the world. You are sharing your information with everyone. IFC can use widely, even in structure design. We did the testing on that, and we are going to be able to use it in the near future. That we are publishing our IFC models, giving to structure engineers to use it in ETAPs and safe models. Like directly, don't need to for them to remodel it again. Especially they are not using the same Graphisoft design structure analysis models. They are just using their own softwares, which is they are dealing with it with the authority. However, we want to make their life easier. So that was game changer. The amount of information you can add to the model while you don't compromise on your hardware and make the engine very huge. No, normal PCs can run Archicad efficiently.
Exactly.
And that is, I mean, you don't get stopped in the middle. You don't get it's lagging. It's no. You don't get that at all. Also, there's one thing which I'm really fan of about Archicad, is when the users have a problem, they can easily find solution.
Correct.
I mean, you can easily search and find a solution for that, and the workaround is not too much. It's not like you have to go around the whole world to solve one small problem. Of course, libraries, so we don't have the same concept of families, where if you want to open the door, you create new family. No, we can open the doors peacefully.
Just with the pink dot, you
exactly. And the door schedules and window schedule coming from Archicad is really efficient to directly be used like for pricing and everything. So to be honest, there is a lot of things. If you want me to keep running, I will keep running till tomorrow.
Exactly.
About
So
Archicad.
that's a good thing about I have seen with Archicad users is they can talk about it all day because it doesn't end.
Yeah, it doesn't
The
end.
best things
Never
about
end.
Archicad keeps on going on.
Oh, exactly, and also you can say it's expressions. Come on, just you have Excel
has
now
replaced Excel.
inside. Mahalas.
Exactly.
You have Excel inside. Even if you don't want to use it for any other thing related to the project, you can do your own Excel sheets from
sheets
there.
there.
So yeah.
So a little bit what I did is I for one of the projects which I did back in India, I used the expressions to calculate the number of tiles for different rooms.
Exactly.
So that was so easy for me. I have to any which was modeled.
It's what modeled. Yes.
So it's modeled and I got the result with the expressions.
With expressions.
So moving on, so time and cost saving. So where does now Archicad fit in here?
See, the main concept.
As you have seen both, you have been in the pre Archicad phase and the pro Archicad phase. So what was the time saving and cost saving?
To be honest, we started here Archicad because it's time saving and cost saving. Before when we have the perpetual license, it was there in our system. To be honest, we didn't have to upgrade our Archicad every year. It's still efficient to work. We did 21, 24, then from 24, we started upgrading every year. Because it was that phase, there is a transition between CAD and Archicad. And moving between versions was not efficient enough. I wanted them to settle and feel comfortable about developing more than 10 projects. Then I moved on to the next version. However, like what I told you, being so user-friendly, people are easily learning it. Like I don't consume much of my time teaching people how to use it, and now I depend on my team leaders. They can, if there is some new joiners, they can educate them about the general idea of Archicad. They can use the learning Graphisoft Learn portal to learn the basics, and then we just have to train them on how to use it in our practice. Because we have different.
So they already have a set template, so it becomes easy for them.
So just we educate them on the template, and they start producing from the first months. To have new joiner who is maybe even new in the professional life, start producing works and submitting to authority from the first month. This really catches their attention as well. So that makes the process too much efficient. With having the template and standards in place, like what I told you, they can click generate DCD drawing, click generate DUBC drawing, DM drawings. The area calculation sheets to each authority is different. So when you are presenting to DM, it's different from what you present to DDA, to Tarakhis or Nahira. It's different. So with one click, all of that is set in their template. They don't use much effort in it. When they remember their ancient days, they know that they wasted a lot of time with that.
It's like being a dinosaur.
Exactly.
So moving on next, as we have seen that with Dubai new projects coming in, increasing demand and everything. So how does Datum procure more projects and in terms of the completion time or in that phase?
This is very challenging to all the architectural or the consultants' practices, because we have a process that has to take the same time with authority special. So authorities take their time, contractor takes their time, but we are not allowed to take our time.
Exactly. They always want the architects to be very fast.
So in 2 weeks we submit preliminary submissions. Sometimes,
That's too fast.
That's too fast, and we depend on that time. We plan the time ahead. Like we know that this project is with Dubai municipality, so the requirements are different. So we use the authority timing to create more details on our project. So we prepare a package which is comfortable to preliminary submissions, and while they are studying our submission, we are developing it. We are developing it phase by phase. So that's what happened with us. The increment in the market had us to hire new people. So we are hiring new people and training them on Archicad, and being able to start production from the first month. That's a really good thing which I found about new generation. They are really fast learners, so they join us directly in that. We have a lot of projects this year compared to other years. Like last year doubled from previous year,
Previous year.
and this year doubled from our
Last year.
So it's really,
almost 100x.
exactly. It's usually like that.
So this is something of question I would like to ask. So let's compare that you are a team of 40 people. How much talent or professionals would other consultant need if they are not on Archicad or not on the BIM side? So just a guess or
See, I will tell you, our 20 people, half of them are doing Archicad modeling,
Okay.
and half of them are using the data generated from Archicad to use it in site.
okay.
For, let's say we have, for those 40 people, we have 10 plus projects. Let's say 5 projects are running in the site, and 5 projects are running in the design. If a normal practice with no proper BIM solution and proper BIM standards, at least for each project you need 5 people, because our project is high rise, like 40 plus,
Exactly.
50 plus, and it requires a lot of intervention with other sectors such as MEP and structure. So the challenge is when you have the software is correctly placed, your standards are correctly placed, and you understand what you need from this process, you can efficiently work on it.
Okay.
So we don't have someone who is doing dimension, someone who is doing like something modeling and spaces and calculation. One person can do all, and one person can participate to help his colleague in quickly finishing one project.
Okay.
So I don't allocate one person per
Just
project.
to put it in a small summary, a single person is working on Archicad is equivalent to 5 team members
Yes.
who are not on BIM.
Yes, true. Yes,
So that's how people
and he
can
will
say
be happy. They will be suffering.
Yeah, exactly. Because the amount of the rework and everything comes on, it takes a lot of time. Okay, then so now next question is very challenging type of. So how does Datum ensure that all of its team members are up to date with the latest trends in the market as well as the latest features coming in the software? Because every year we see that something or the other changes.
Yes.
So how do you take care of?
I will tell you. We don't have a specific unit for R&D, but I usually depend on some key person in my team to do some R&D work.
Okay.
So when I hear of a new feature, let's say like AI, the AI have been like trending for the last 1 or 2
1.5
years.
years.
Yeah. So there's some people on my team who are really geeks about that. So I ask them to take some of their time to develop that and ask and tell us how we can use it. So we sit together and experience what is the use of it. Can we benefit from it in the life? Regarding Archicad itself, we use especially we have trainings in-house,
Okay.
standards in-house, templates in-house, but we use the learn the Graphisoft Learn portal to teach the new people, especially the new people. They are still new to Archicad, so we don't want them to come directly and blend in our practice and without knowing what is the logic from that software or how to create other things other than what we are creating. Maybe they will have new ideas. So we expose them to the whole software in a process, and then we take that from there, we take them in a journey for our standards and templates.
Okay.
So this is how we start. To be honest, like what I told you in the start, I had to stop updating Archicad for nearly 3 years, just for the user to be comfortable with what we are having. Now they forgot being CAD users. I think when they open AutoCAD, they process a little bit. What should we do about that?
The hands don't remember.
Exactly, the hands don't remember it. And then they move forward to other versions. I leave them freely. So project starts in a version, it continues on the same version. This is what we do. I know that Archicad is interactive in that manner, so you can move between versions easily, not like other software. But I prefer that they are comfortable with the library they created, the things they are on, and then for the new project they move into another type of thing. Yeah, this is what.
Moving on, do you have any advice for different architecture practices or consultants when it comes to switching to Archicad or they want to switch to Archicad?
switch to Archicad.
So what is your advice to
I
them?
will tell them. But I really advocate everyone to move to something which makes their life easier.
Correct.
Okay, you don't want to consume a lot of time on something and not use it efficiently, right? So when you set your goals, many people have goals about optimizing their team, optimizing their hardware, working efficiently with time and money,
Correct,
both of them.
correct.
So if you are going to look at all this target list, you are just recommending Archicad. You are just going for Archicad because it, first of all, you are now starting to do something which is not common in the market, correct? Because Archicad is not on the famous type of softwares which is highly used. But to get the full support, you have an open channels to get support. You guys or Graphisoft themselves, the learn portal,
Portal.
the forums, the people who are geeks,
Community. Community,
yes,
basically.
community itself. So you can ask everyone or ask anybody who's working with Archicad. Do your research. Let your team explore the potentiality or do a project using Archicad, which they did already using other software, whether it's in CAD process or in other softwares. You can hire BIM educated users. So BIM is not about the software you are using, correct?
Correctly.
The user itself has BIM education, he can utilize it in any software.
Correct.
The difference between softwares is how easy you get to your target. So if you talk about other softwares, maybe most of the users unfortunately are modelers. There's too much difference between modelers and BIM users.
BIM users.
Modelers, SketchUp, Max is there, everyone is modeling to just visualize their things. But when it comes to BIM, you have to put a lot of information in it.
Correct.
How easy do you put this information? This is how you should choose. Now, working smarter is better than working harder. Because you can use your efforts and energy to do something else, develop towards something better. So my recommendation, if you want efficient, intelligent, highly, let's say, developing some approach, you have to go with Archicad.
Correct. Okay, so we're to the last question. So what is the next big leap for Datum Engineering in terms of technology and innovation? What is the next step what you look for?
We are now experiencing a frenzy in projects.
Okay.
We have a lot of projects coming on board. We are expanding our team, but we want to expand efficiently. So we want to use the software in a better way, in a more, like, I don't want to have separate visualization unit. I want my visualization to happen or to integrate through the process of developing the model.
Sure.
So they can use the real-time rendering through that. AI is a place where I want to all the people to work on, and a bit of Python and C would be additional to the team because I want to automate most of the process, especially the documentation. So
Okay.
Consuming time in modeling is beneficial for the project and for the design and for the owners and the clients.
Correct.
But consuming too much time in documentations is not so beneficial. However, you use that to present your values or your approaches, but you need it to be the most efficient process in that. To be able to use the mind or the efforts of that team member in another thing, which is developing the project further. Also, we want to integrate the BIM news more in the site. So
Okay.
we deliver them the information from Archicad, but they are using the output. They don't use like the live model or to explore the things in the model. So I want them to be more into that as well. We have we have MEP teams. The structure is fully done in Archicad, 100%, but MEP is not fully done in Archicad. To be honest, we are doing space planning, we are doing builder's board, we are doing some of the systems, but not all. So I wanted that to be more actually integrated in the model.
Okay.
So yeah, and I want my team to keep on growing.
Exactly.
And to keep on.
That's the end goal.
Yeah, and to keep on having faith in what we are doing, because this is what they believe in. They come every day, and I feel they are more comfortable than before with what we are doing every day. They trust the process more, and we get the whole support from our management, and they trust all our decisions. So I want that to continue. When we make more efficient process to the practice, they trust us more, and everything flows by.
Okay. So that was a great conversation with you. Hope
Thank you, Murtaza.
anyone benefits from it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm really happy to have you here. Thank you. Thanks a lot.